The twin sons of Halvran, 6 burned low on the horizon as Shiara, elite huntress of the Xelari sovereignty, crouched atop a moss-covered ridge, scanning the deep valleys below through her iridium visor. Her armor shimmered with a ripple of active camouflage, blending into the terrain like a ghost. She didn't move. She barely breathed. She was close now. Her target, designation, Terran male name, Elias Vaughn. Human, dangerous, highly unpredictable, and above all else, uncatchable. 433 cycles, Shiara had hunted the galaxy's deadliest prey for the sovereignty. She'd brought down magma serpents on Kaja Prime, shadow panthers in the Veiled Belt, and even an ether WRM from the floating canyons of Zarak. But none of them had bested her like the human had. Vaughn had escaped 4 previous huntresses. One was still in critical stasis. The others had retired in shame. But Shiara, proud daughter of the Xelari line, would not fail. Her claws twitched in anticipation. Her breathing slowed. The wind shifted. A flicker of movement registered below. In motion. Half a kilometer away, a flicker of heat signature moved through the forest's lower level, almost deliberately trying not to be seen. Shiara's lips curled. He was clever. And he'd learned. Even more interesting. She leapt down silently from the ridge, following the movement like a wraith in the underbrush. Middle. A predator and her prey. 3 days passed. Every night she found a new false trail. Smoke screens. Footprint diversions. Once, a thermal dummy lured her into a trap that had nearly fried her visor. And every night she felt a strange stir in her chest. Not frustration. Not rage. Excitement. Vaughn didn't flee like prey. He danced like a rival. He knew the terrain, manipulated it. She'd studied his profile. An ex-survivalist, former war engineer, dishonorably discharged after a planetary collapse mission. A man used to being alone, and dangerous when cornered. And still, Shiara wanted to corner him. By the 6th day the terrain changed. The forest thinned into jagged cliffs that towered over misty canyons, waterfalls plunging into the endless haze below. It was here, beneath the hanging rocks and vines, that she found it. His camp, carefully hidden, with only faint heat residue from a low-burn fire. No visible presence. But there, wedged into the cliff wall, she spotted something left behind. A crude wooden carving. Her hand hesitated. It was a bird. Stylized. Carved from local driftwood. Delicate in its lines. It reminded her of the winged loriths from her homeworld. A creature associated not with hunting, but longing. Why had he left it? A trick. Well, this wasn't bait. This was something else. A voice echoed down from above. You've been following me for a while. Shiara spun and activated her plasma staff in a single motion. Sparks lit the fog, but her target was already gone. Just a silhouette above the ridge. Nice staff, his voice echoed. But this cliff's not big enough for both of us. She bounded upward, claws driving into stone. Faster than any Xelari should have dared. She landed on the ledge. And he was there. Elias Vaughn. Taller than her. Human eyes sharp and amused. Rifle slung loosely at his side. He wasn't pointing it. He wasn't afraid. You don't talk much, do you? He asked. She narrowed her eyes. You are prey. Prey need not hear words. Only judgment. He smiled, tilting his head. Judgment, huh? You always hunt your marks for 6 days before showing your face. Clara paused. That smile. He wasn't mocking her. It was something else. Familiar. Curious. Warm. She stepped closer. You should have run. I did. His smile faded slightly. But not because I was afraid. Then why? Because you weren't ready. Her pulse fluttered. Her grip on the staff loosened. What do you mean? You hunt me like I'm some beast to be tagged, but every time you get close you pause. You observe. Like you're not sure if you want to win. He shrugged. So I kept running. Gave you time to decide. Shiara's claws retracted without command. Her mind raced, confused and furious. She should strike him down. Capture him. Deliver him to sovereignty for the bounty. But she didn't. Instead she asked, "And if I said I am ready? Then you'd already have tried." Silence stretched between them. Two apex beings, predators both, caught in a tension not born of bloodlust, but something deeper. He turned away. "Camp's just down there. Food too. Stay if you like." And then he walked off the ledge. For the first time in her life, Shiara didn't know who was hunting who. Second middle. The turning point. That night she didn't sleep. Not truly. She watched from the shadows as Elias cooked over a crude fire. No traps. No poison. No tricks. He then left her a bowl and turned away. She sat beside the fire, tasting the food with suspicion. Then, against all logic, ate all of it. They didn't speak for hours. But when dawn broke, he looked at her and said simply, "You're not like the others." Yara tensed. What others? The bounty hunters. The enforcers. Even the execution drones. They just came to kill or collect. You watched. You studied. You hesitated. Her voice came low. Hesitation is weakness. No, it's empathy. A word forbidden in her culture. One that got warriors exiled. She looked at him. You think I feel empathy for you? He met her gaze. I think you feel something. The only question is, what are you going to do about it? Climax. The sovereignty arrives. The next morning they awoke to the sound of engines. Dark shapes fell from the sky like black knives. Xelari strike drones. 3 of them. The sovereignty had grown impatient. They were here to finish what she hadn't. Shiara stood silent. Her orders were clear. Capture Elias alive or be replaced. Guess they got tired of waiting, Elias muttered, grabbing his rifle. She didn't move. They'll kill you, she whispered. I figured. He raised the rifle anyway. Brave. Stupid. Admirable. The first drone swept over the canyon and opened fire. Shiara dove, knocking Elias out of the way. Plasma fire scorched the stone where he'd stood. He blinked. You jest. She was already moving. Staff spinning, she leapt toward the second drone, slicing through its sensor cluster. It spiraled and exploded in midair. The third drone aimed directly at Elias. And then it stopped, because Shiara stood between them. Armor damaged. Energy spent. But eyes blazing. This hunt is mine, she roared in Xelari dialect. He is mine to choose. The drone hovered, confused, before receiving override commands. New orders. Eliminate both targets. Elias ran for cover. Shiara launched herself into the air, landing atop the drone and plunging her plasma blade into its power core. The explosion lit the cliffside in brilliant orange. When Elias found her, she was crumpled beneath a shattered ledge, breathing barely. You idiot, he muttered, cradling her in his arms. You could have left. Let them kill me. She looked up at him, weak but defiant. I didn't want to win anymore, ending the choice to stay. They hid for a week in the caverns. Shiara recovered slowly, her body still rejecting the sovereignty's nanite toxins. Elias stayed beside her, tending to wounds, cooking meals, telling stories she pretended not to enjoy. One evening, as the stars shimmered in the canyon sky, he asked her quietly, "So, what now? You go back. Tell them you failed."